can't see me. I
Still
can't
love
see
you,
me.
Ernie.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, it is the lunch hour, and some of you are giving us some of your time while you're at work. So I want to be respectful of that. I do apologize for any background noise. I'm in a Starbucks right now due to my weird and wild daily schedule that is this Wednesday. So please forgive any extra sounds you hear in the background. But let's go ahead and get cracking on this because I know some of you are working. And so Liz Bouchong is the one you've been receiving emails from. She may or may not be on. She's a med student at MSU College of Human Medicine. And however she squeezes in time to do all the volunteering she does for us, I will never know. Um, she'll show up and say, I'm really sorry, you guys, I had OBGYN duty and I didn't get it done till 6. I'm like, it's okay. So if she's not on, Ginger and I will go ahead and cover the bases for her. But first of all, we just want to say thank you so very much for not only showing up today. Oh, Lisa's here. Yay. Hi.
Liz is here.
For
Okay,
not only showing up today, but also for being willing to volunteer and help us out with our inaugural event of Taste of Hope, West Michigan. It is so very exciting. We just did another 8 West segment this morning with our culinary chair and Chef Oscar Moreno. Matt Kirkwood literally like floated in and like took the food at the end. So it smelled amazing. You guys are all in for a total treat. So thank you so much. Some of you on the call today are ACS staff. So this information, this next segment, and some of you are dedicated volunteers like Ernie, Paula, and Marianne. So some of this information is not new to you, but we do want to share just so you guys feel quite comfortable going into the evening with just at least a little snippet about the American Cancer Society and why it's important for us to raise funds throughout the year, but especially with this special event on November 7th. So first of all, the event that you're volunteering for is raising critical funds. This is all new money to the American Cancer Society, and these dollars are going to support some very important pieces in the fight against cancer. One thing that it's going to support is cancer research. And I know sometimes research sounds very far away and in Nowheresville, USA, but we want to share with you that the American Cancer Society is currently funding $2.4 million worth of research right here in West Michigan. So when we say that the dollars you're raising are funding research, we have formerly funded researchers at Michigan State University right here in GR, and we currently have researchers funded at the Van Andel Institute. So very exciting information. So please know when you're raising money, you are making an impact here in our city and beyond. And so the other thing we're raising money for is for some support programs. So the American Cancer Society offers things like 24/7 support for people who have recently been diagnosed or find themselves as a new caregiver. They can call us anytime, day or night. Um, we offer free rides to treatment, and some of those programs are up and running in other cities like Detroit, and some of them are about to start up again post-COVID right here in West Michigan. So we are funding the ability to get somebody who may live alone a free ride to their cancer treatment so they can have a fair and just opportunity to survive this disease as well. We offer free and reduced lodging stays, either through lodging grants. We recently were able to provide a $75,000 lodging grant to Spectrum Health, and we're able to support a patient from the Ludington area with that grant. So we are actively saving lives right now, you guys. And we also have partnerships with local hotels so that we can offer perhaps reduced stays. And in fact, a friend of mine who's not on this call, who will be volunteering for us, her dad was a recipient of our Hotel Partners program down in Florida and found himself in remission through, in part, from our support. So just know you're doing good work. By volunteering, you're helping us raise critical funds to support research and support programs. So I want to share that with you first and foremost, so you can kind of be aware of that. The other cool thing to note is that the American Cancer Society is the largest non-governmental funder of cancer research. So to put that another way, outside of the US government, we're it. The American Cancer Society outside of the US government is the largest funder of cancer research. So that's a pretty cool thing to know as well. So I just want you guys to be equipped with a little bit of that knowledge going into the evening. And Ginger put our website in there, cancer.org, in the chat. Please feel free to, if you have time, browse through it and just make yourself a little familiar. You're probably not going to get questions, but if somebody asks you, you feel empowered to speak on what we're raising money for. Okay, awesome. Questions yet? If you do, throw them in the chat. Between Ginger, Liz, and myself, we'll manage those. Also, guys, I didn't introduce myself to those who don't know. My name is Susan Broger. I'm an Associate Director for Development here in the West Michigan market for the American Cancer Society. So I get to work with incredible staff across our state, incredible volunteers to help stand up and grow some of our grassroots fundraising efforts like Relay for Life, Making Strides Against Breast Cancer, and then this event here. So very exciting. All right.
Susan,
So that, go ahead, Ginger.
I was just going to say, Susan, would you share a little bit about what this event is like? And I'll take them through the official timeline, but like, what is the experience for the guests and what are we going to see and do?
Yeah, sure thing. So I'll give you guys a real quick broad overview of the event, and Ginger will drill it down a little bit here in a second. So basically, you guys, this event is the first gala in several years in West Michigan with ACS. And so this event is a chef's competition. So when somebody enters, they're going to go ahead and register. We've got the coat check, we've got open bars, we've got a beautiful silent auction. We've got a wine pull, we've got growler games, which I absolutely made up, and think of it as bougie beer pong. We have gold ping pong balls, guys. It's going down. We are Beer City, USA. So we have growler games, and then once somebody enters that ballroom, they're going to find themselves in the middle of 16 of the very best chefs in the West Michigan area. There's a variety of different food types, and each chef is preparing 2 of their very best tastings for everybody to sample. So there will essentially be 32 options, like little mini bites throughout the entire venue. Every guest is going to have the opportunity to vote on their favorite dish or their favorite chef. And so in the evening, we will have chef awards. And that will find itself right in the middle of our amazing live auction. So our live auction is going to take place in the evening as well. That we are hoping is going to raise north of $30,000 for us. So that is amazing. We have 2 very special speakers who will kind of round out our evening for us. One of them is a pancreatic cancer researcher at the Van Andel Institute named Dr. Peyton Stevens. And then we have a pancreatic cancer survivor, which is a needle in a haystack for those who don't know. Pancreatic cancer has one of the lowest survival rates, and that's what we lost my mother to. I know Carolee's mother too as well. And so it's very special for us to be able to fund somebody in that field here. But we do have a researcher, besides a researcher, our speaker is Reverend Dr. Erica Johnson. Her son is known as Megatron. So Calvin Johnson from the Detroit Lions, his mother will be our survivor speaker. So that is also very, very exciting. And so we will round out the evening with a Fund the Mission paddle raise, where after Reverend Dr. Johnson speaks and really compels everybody, tugs on those heartstrings, we're asking everybody to raise their paddle to donate a specific amount of money. And all of the money from that paddle raise will be restricted to the Michigan Cancer Research Fund, which is a fund set aside where you've got cancer researchers right now in this state trying to find the answer, and we will help fund them through that fund. So that's what the evening looks like. Wear flat shoes, gang, wear flat shoes.
Comfortable shoes.
Yeah. So that's just a real quick overview of what you guys can expect to get into, and we'll drill down a little bit further into what your specific roles might look like, what you can expect, arrival times, where to park, things like that. And I think my friend Liz is going to take that piece. Is that correct?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Liz Bashong, so I'm a little late. I just got out of class. But yes, I'm the volunteer coordinator for this event. I am on the Mission Impact Leadership Council, and basically that council really helps support all of the outreach programs that the American Cancer Society does. So just a big thank you for all of you being here. We cannot make this event go off well and be a success without all of the volunteers. So thank you so much for dedicating your time and energy. I will just be going over some of the expectations for the evening and what to expect as a volunteer. So in regards to attire, we request that you wear all black. It can either be business, casual, or like cocktail festive. Definitely something you want to be comfortable in working, because we might ask you to like crawl under a table and set something up, or who knows what can happen if you're helping set up in particularly. So just something you're comfortable in. You can bring heels if you want, but you might want to bring also flats. There will be a room that's dedicated for the volunteers to put their stuff. So we will show you on the map later where that will be located. We just request you don't bring any valuable items, as we are not responsible for if they are lost or stolen. So leave those in the cars or at home. In regards to parking, we do request that you park in parking lot D. Just that's the farthest parking lot. Once you get into Meyer Gardens, we'll show you a map as well. We just want to kind of save the area right out front for the guests and then people who have mobility issues. In regards to food and drink, so we will also have some snacks and maybe some little sandwiches and drinks in the volunteer room, so feel free to partake in that. We do request that when you're not on your shift, you can do that, or if you are really hungry and just like need a break right then during your shift, try to work with your other partners doing the same role so that you can go in like shifts and not everyone is leaving at the same time. You are definitely allowed, and we welcome you to try the samplings from the chefs. Again, kind of similar to if you go to the break room for a rest, try to do it at an appropriate time when you can ensure that your role is still taken care of when you're gone. So we definitely want you to have a good time too. We love and support our volunteers, and we want this to be a great event also. In regards to alcohol, there will be alcohol, wine, beer there. We just request that you do not partake when you're doing your role. You are more than welcome to afterwards, but just try to refrain during the role. We just want to be as professional as possible. So yeah, just essentially, we just really ask that you have great energy, support the mission, and have a yes policy for when the guest asks you something. So if they're like, "Can you help me get a glass of water?" Please just say yes and try to do the best for the guests. We just want everyone to have a great time. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, or if you saw on the list of like the rules and the arrival times, if those don't work out for you, please reach out to me and we can work on you either coming later or you can do a different role. So please let me know. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Liz. That was awesome. Any questions on the specifics? I mean, obviously we say like black, but you know, like have fun with it. If you want to like jazz it up with a little color, it's just a general guideline. So you're fine with that. I'm going to share with you a little bit of the picture of what this place is going to look like. Let me pull up my PowerPoint. Here it is. All right. So we'll walk through the evening a little bit. Liz, give me a thumbs up. You can hear me okay? Thank you. So basically where we are live, our volunteers come in early, especially our setup volunteers. We're asking for folks to come a little bit early. We would like registration, our wine pool, our raffle, our growler games, our bars, everything's going to be open and functional by 6. Our doors actually open at 6:30. So that from 6:30 till 8 will be when everything is going. That is when we will need the most volunteers on site. We've got, everything from coat check, our ballroom greeters, there's a wine pull, there's a raffle. So we have people selling raffle tickets, and the bougie beer pong, the growler games that Susan mentioned. At 8 o'clock, we will transition to the live auction. The live auction is actually comprised of packages donated from our chefs, and they are required to donate a package that is $15,000. I wish that's not a thing. $1,500 or higher. So the entire live auction value is over $30,000 in fair market value. It is a sight to behold when that goes off. It is fun to watch everyone get really excited in the room. And our auction spotters and those of you working in the ballroom will be able to help add energy, and we'll be hooping and hollering, and we'll be clapping our hands and like pointing out. I always say, Liz, I've said this 100 times, when you point out an auction bidder, use your whole hand or 2 fingers. In some cultures, using a single finger is actually a insult. So we'll make sure everyone knows that. Yep, 2 hands, like that's maybe why they do that on the airlines, right? I don't know. Silent auction, we might be moving the close time just slightly to the 8:45 timeline, but at 8:45, we will have moved through packages and our opening speakers. So we will move through 1 through 6, and then our chef awards will go off on stage. Sean Kohlheis is our culinary chair, and he and his team of elite judges will take the stage and present our top chef award, along with 4 other awards that they'll be judged on that evening. At Fund the Mission is approximately 9:30 that evening. So we'll have that Fund the Mission speaker, Dr. Reverend Johnson and Peyton Stevens. And then we will have the paddle raise moment, which again, if you've never got to experience one of those, it is amazing to see how generous our community is. So it's a fun time. We do have a special activity that will take place at the $100 level during Fund the Mission. And for those of you that are on spotting or in the ballroom, we'll talk more about that on site. Let me go to the next one. So this is a picture of the room. I'm going to make this bigger. Hold on. Again, why do I act like I don't know how to do a slideshow when of course I do? Okay. If you haven't been to Frederick Meyer Gardens lately, it keeps advancing. There is a whole new entrance like built on the front of Frederick Meyer Gardens. It has a ton of space. We will be utilizing that space. So the entrance, you come in. We do not have an active valet this year. It's our first year with this event. And everyone can kind of park pretty close, and so we're not too worried about it. When they come in, they'll walk down this hallway past our wall of hope, where we'll have a series of personal stories of families and individuals who've been affected by cancer. On the bottom right here will be the coat room. So I think, Paula, you're stationed in the coat room at some point. So there's some folks that might be in that room helping the guests and putting their coats away. If you go straight ahead, you're going to hit that registration line. So anyone working in registration, this will be where you are at. And then if you're a volunteer just checking in, Liz and her team will be stationed over here at the volunteer check-in, just inside and around the corner, kind of hidden. And that will be where you grab your badge and any last minute directions or changes, possibly supplies. If there's something we need to communicate with you, that is where it will happen. These blue stars are bars. So we're going to greet them and put a drink in their hands because that helps bidding, right? And then these yellow lines are going to be the silent auction tables. So we'll be having a online silent auction. It runs entirely virtually. So we will have things to look at, but they will be bidding on their phones at the event. If you go on into that open space, I think we're all pretty familiar with this space. The gift shop is right here. So if that makes any sense to anyone, there's a bar straight ahead. And then we have the growler game set up in this space as well. The mission station will be over here with some information about what ACS does. These orange things are high tops. And then there's the wine pull. Another double-sided bar right here in front of the cafe, which will be closed, but the bar will be right in front of it. And then all of our tables for our guests to sit at. The blue stations you can see around this perimeter, those are our chef stations, and the green is the stage. So that gives you a little sense of what you will see. This is actually the station's body. I don't even think the chefs have this information. So let's see. Tara is F right here towards the front of the room. So this just gives you an idea. For those of you in the ballroom and station there, we will have like maps like this available for you to use if someone's looking for a particular chef or restaurant. They want to make sure they hit Madrid, or they want to make sure that they hit Tara, right? And then we will have slides rotating. During the live auction, you will see the packages go off. This happens to be one of Susan's and my favorite chefs, Chef Fong from Monsoon. He's down on Monroe. We are like totally in love with him. He just opened. If you haven't had a chance to try it, try it. But he will be there. And this is the example of one of the slides that will go during the live auction. This is the reserve package that we're working through. So we will move through that. And then I put the website on in our chat, and you're welcome to take a look at the website. There's a lot of information there that we just didn't get into, like our judges and everything. But like Liz said, the answer is yes. Susan has far more customer service experience than I do, but if there is something a guest is asking you for, the answer is yes. If we have mobility challenged patrons and guests, we have floaters that are ready there to help them get their food and help them navigate the strolling portion of the evening. We will find someone, we will find the answer. So between Liz, Bushong, Susan, and myself, we will do our absolute best to make sure that everyone is having a great time. We did put out the list of assigned roles in the email that went out yesterday. We'll send it out again. If we do have individual descriptions that will also go out like within this week, where it will have a little more direction. If you're on registration, we have embedded some key individuals on our staff into registration that have done it before. So you will be working alongside 5 or 6 ACS staffers that actually know the program. So don't feel nervous. It's just an iPad. It's very simple. We do have bid card runners that will be running the bid cards to their tables. There's a lot of moving parts, but it is going to be very exciting and very fun. Did I get it all? Liz, Susan, did I remember everything?
I think you got it all. I do want to share with you guys, in case you're not aware yet, we are sold out. Yeah. We do not have any space left. However, we also don't turn down money here at the American Cancer Society. So if somebody you know still wants tickets, please let us know. We had an organization yesterday reached out to a volunteer, wanted to buy 4 tickets. So we're going to add 2 tables onto our table chart already. We're adding 2 tables. So we have a small handful of tickets that are still available. They are $250 each. Now we may go ahead and add on some standing room only tickets that will allow us to move some of those high tops in closer. Those will be a little bit of a discount. These individuals are going to want to know when they come in, they don't have a seat, but it will get them in the room. It will get them to taste everything. It will give them the option to donate. Amanda has a question. Is the ballroom open the entire time for people to sit? The answer is yes. Yep. As soon as those doors open at 6:30, anyone and everyone has access to their tables, and their tables will be assigned. So somebody like Jen Lewis, who is one of the like ballroom kind of wayfinder people, you guys will be familiar with the layout. That's part of Get There Early. And you will know, it will be very obvious where Meyer is seated, where Lake Michigan Credit Union's table is, so that you can go find those. And then our tables all assigned, yes. Yep.
There may be some open seating at the back. Like if we add tables and we haven't actually sold those, because there may be some open seating tables, but they will be marked open seating. And then in which case people can sit. Yep. Generally, volunteers are welcome to stand around the room. If you're a spotter, you're going to be in the room, obviously. But if you are working and you want to take a break, that's a good time to hit the volunteer break room. We will have beverages and some food in there. If like you haven't found what you want to eat, then I don't know. I can't help you because everything's going to be there. Like, it's amazing.
I do want to real quick also clarify on the attire, guys. We underscored this last night. You know, nobody wants to show up on pajama day when it's like not pajama day, right? So I want to make sure you guys are all like comfortable. So yes, please wear black, add flare if you want to add flare, but please wear primarily black. Please make sure your feet are going to be happy. But also like, just know that it is the dress code for the guests is somewhere between a very dressy business and cocktail. So you are oh so very welcome to please fall in line with that dress code concept, but also be like comfortable with it. You know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense. Oh yeah,
Oh,
Katie, I was thinking of that last night. Yeah.
You're fine. I'm going to pop up one thing just because we have Vani on the line and her son's one of the competitive chefs. This is Spencer's chef sign. So everybody
his
will need to go
sign.
by. That's his sign. So we have these signs around the room of the stations.
Look at
and we were
Bonnie's baby boy.
I know. So handsome.
so handsome and have the
He
best
is
food in
handsome.
the room, right?
And a great chef,
fun.
too.
He is. Tara's amazing. Like,
Tara
guys,
is
it's so amazing. Yep. So we have chefs from all sorts of industries taking part in this. That's a little bit of an addition. One thing I just learned, and I don't even know if Susan knows this, is that we have KCPC's chef school students that are being embedded into the chef stations. So every chef station will have a culinary student paired with them. So they'll be cooking and working alongside. I think that's sort of fun. With them coming in, we are actually paying them, quote, paying them for labor. And so we will be underwriting chef scholarships. So we'll be hopefully paying for the next class of chefs that comes in and is a part of our Taste of Hope event. So it's just kind of a small feature that's happening on the side of all this. The judging will start at about 5:30. We have major sponsors are judges. So like Huntington has a person embedded, Meyer has a person embedded. We also have the head of the culinary school at GRCC, Werner. We have some media people, some major bloggers and food people that are involved. The American Culinary Federation will be there. So it's a thing, guys. It's going to be a thing. So I think we're all bound to have a great time. And just watch for your detailed information. Watch for emails from Liz. Liz will be the primary communicator. So her email starts out Bouchon. And then just take a look for those. And I think
What else are you guys wondering about?
Faster.
Do you guys have
questions?
questions?
Anything else?
Also, so I assigned you in the PDF your role. We will send out descriptions of those roles in the next coming days. And then when you have that role, you will also have an assigned leader for that role. So you'll check in with me, but then I will also connect you with the leader for that role. So let's say you're in the ballroom, I will let you know who is the person you need to go to, because they'll be kind of like working with you more and they can give you more detailed instructions. And so I will give you information in the coming days about your roles, but then just kind of keep aware, like, okay, I have to check in, and then I need to find the person that's the leader of the role I'm doing. So it's a way so that I don't have to instruct everyone. It's a good way to get others involved, and everyone can be on the same page.
Yep, Amanda Boschers is the head of Inside the Ballroom. So ballroom entry and then inside with their greeters and spotters. She just recently worked our Detroit Discovery Ball, which I just heard raised $430,000, which is amazing, on Saturday. Yeah, so
You guys will all have name
tags.
tags. Yep, we're working on the name tags. You'll all have those. They're just going to clip right on, so you won't be poking holes in your clothes or anything like that. But just can't thank you guys enough for being willing to sign up and help us out with this. You are helping us do amazing work. You are helping to save somebody's life. And we really appreciate it. And so we just want to make sure that we are all together creating an atmosphere that when these new people who don't know anything about American Cancer Society show up to this event, that you guys as volunteers remember you are the face of us for that evening. So we are greeting these people like we have waited all day for them to get here, and we can't wait to show them what we have in store for them. So just please keep that in mind when you join us in like literally like a week and a half.
Yeah,
it's like a week from Halloween, you guys. OMG. I still have to go get Spanx. Like, Lord. The dress is cute, but it needs help. So,
can you kind of talk about how the night will run? So like what exactly is the wine pull, or what exactly are the chef stations, and like how will people be tasting? Do they just walk around or, and then I know I'll get my volunteer description, but I'm doing the bougie beer pong or whatever you said.
Gonna be fun.
You're with Katie Jones. So, and Katie's on this call. Katie, meet Melissa, Katie. So the way that the tasting stations will work, first of all, is each chef has, I believe it's like 3 tables kind of in a triangle, and they are also judged on their presentation. So these judges are really going to do it up, and it's going to be a very inviting station. They're literally cooking their food right there on site and plating it. Think of like the chef competition shows you see on TV. It's going to be that right here in front of you. And then we have little plates and little forks, and you would literally just walk up. If you want to try something from Tara or Reserve or Jenny with the Good Eats, you just walk up to her table and you take the plate and thank you. We will have a little menu. We're going to get plates, and it will be on a dry erase marker. So on the plate, so you will know exactly what is at that table. It is this dish and this dish. And you grab it and eat. And when you're done, they're all disposable so that you can just dispose of your plate and move on to the next tasting station. And you literally just freely roam around the room and mingle and talk and eat and however you want that to go. The wine pull is going to be set up sort of right in the center of the atrium. We will have the wine bottles on display. They all are assigned a number. And then we will have the same amount of corks. So if we have 100 bottles of wine, we'll have 100 corks that will all be assigned a number. You'll select a cork that corresponds to a bottle of wine. You do pay a donation, right? In that, so you'll check in with your wine pull people. You say, I'm bidder number 52. They mark you down because everything's recorded on your credit card that you provide in advance. And then you select a cork out of the bucket. I mean, at Taste of Hope Chicago, I got some duck horn, which is pretty sweet. And and then the bougie beer pong is you pay your donation, you go up to this miraculously beautiful beer pong table and you pay your donation, and you're given a set of gold ping pong balls that you will pong into the cups. It's like a one-way beer pong, and whatever cup your ball lands in will be labeled with the name of a brewery that has donated. And so you will win an empty growler and a gift card to go fill it from Jolly Pumpkin or Brewery Vivant or whatever that is. So
That
that's
is
how
such
that
a
works.
cool idea.
Uh,
You came up with
Ginger's-
that?
yeah, Ginger's like, we need something for Beer City USA. And I'm like, I bet
Yep.
I could get my friend's beer pong table. We could dress it up real pretty. And yeah, because
That's
people
awesome.
want something fun to do. We will also have a mission station, you guys. So it is very important that we communicate the mission of the American Cancer Society to the people attending. So we will also have a mission station there as well. Ernestine, I think you're there, sister, which could not be more perfect.
So will the mission, will you have already the material there?
You bet
You better believe it.
Okay.
And Ernie, you're in there with, I think Molly, who is our new ACS CAN director for
Right.
the state. So we couldn't have picked 2 better people to be in there.
Okay.
So will the tasting stations, the wine pull and the beer pong, will that all be closed during a certain time, like during the program or anything?
Yep.
Correct.
It closes
Yeah,
at 8
'cause-
o'clock.
Yeah, because the judges will actually, when their auction item is being sold, they will be present and up on stage. And so at that point, we'll have some additional like snacks, like some savory and some sweet snacks on the table for the guests so that if they want to just kind of munch while the auction's going off, they don't even have to get up. The bars will still be open, but. Good questions. Thank
Candy,
you.
did you have a question? Candy, I saw you come off.
Oh, no, I was reaching for something. Sorry.
Oh.
I actually
Okay,
showed up.
that's okay.
here. Okay, good.
Hi,
Yay.
Candy.
I did.
She's
I
good,
did the
she's
ball.
good.
I do have one question. I'm in the
Sure.
ballroom, and you said that's kind of where we're mingling, kind of, yes, helping
Yep.
people, kind of just
Yeah.
doing our thing, working
Yep.
people. That's what
Yep,
we do.
Yeah,
inside the-
basically, we don't
Yep.
want anybody to have any questions. If they look like they don't know, if they want to know where their table is, if they can't find the trash, if somebody needs help with anything, like we're there for them.
Okay, good. That's my
I
life.
will say,
We're
like,
good.
the
Good.
the inside the ballroom people during the tasting portion, I just want to make sure we don't have like dirty plates laying around. We do have staff from Project Meyer that will be working the event, but I do want to keep an eye on like how clean everything looks. And so that may be one piece that we just have to keep an eye on during the tasting portion. When the program goes down, you'll probably shift to more of a spotter type role, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Good. Thank you.
And we have floaters, guys. If you are a floater, you are the person who's kind of like, you're like the little Swiss Army knife of our event, right? Marianne needs a quick break, so you're going to fill in for Marianne for a few minutes, or we need somebody to quick run this stuff over to the chefs. I need you to run this over to the chefs. So there, you're kind of helping out in various areas. And so it's going to be a huge benefit to us. We just want to make sure everything runs quite smoothly. These guests are paying a lot of money to attend this event. We don't want them to have any bad experience.
So Marianne Essing is on this call, and she's our stage manager for this event. Hi, Marianne. And so if you were to have any press come in, we do have Wood TV8. The two MCs are from Wood TV8. We have the likelihood to have some reporters, and we have invited some media to attend. I would hook them either to myself, Susan, or Marianne. If someone is an MC
or
Amanda,
like Amanda Bosher's, sorry, Amanda Bosher's on the call, is literally
Amanda
like our communications director.
That's true.
So she'd be great.
Yep. So we'll want to make sure that we get those people funneled and checked in properly too.
So if there's a question that we get asked during the event and we don't know the answer, is there a number to text or call, or should we go to the volunteer booth, or?
Yeah, that's actually a really great question. Depending on where you are, you're going to find staff somewhere. So Melissa, Katie Jones is actually working the Growler games with you. And Katie is one of our fabulous staff partners who's been here for, gosh, what, Katie, 7, 8, 10 years? 10 years.
11.
11. I'm getting there. So Katie will be a great resource. The wine pull, literally my boss is working the wine pull. So there will be stuff. And then if you're not sure, you can pop right over to the mission table. Ernestine is on this call right now, and she's been a volunteer for us in both Relay for Life and Making Strides for several years. And we'll be paired up with a staff partner as well. So great question, Melissa. You're going to find staff in most areas. And if you're not sure, the default, you can just pop over to the mission table.
Thanks.
Yep. Most of the staff will have on their staff badges, like our ACS staff name tag. So they'll probably be a little identifiable for you guys to find someone with a solid name tag. They probably have a few more answers. I think that's it from us. Thank you guys. I hope you're excited. We are so excited to get to work with you guys. This is the first of this event, and we already have a commitment from the presenting sponsor for the next 3 years. So we really see this like growing, and we are laying the groundwork. We're trying to lay it well, and we would love for you to like love this event like we're going to love it, and like come back again and again and work with us. Hopefully you like your role, and then you're trained, and maybe next time you're a lead in it. Like we'll see what happens. Kristen has a question. Go ahead, Kristen.
Hi, yeah. So you said the answer is always yes, and I absolutely agree with you. But where do we go to, like, someone asks us a question, right? And we don't, like, who do we go to? Like, would we just go to our lead person to ask them? You know, like, I don't even know what someone might ask that I wouldn't know the answer to, but just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say ideally go to the lead. Liz or Susan or myself would be your next set of people to try. Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously, Carolee, I mean, any of the staffer, I mean, you know, Kristen, but if it's an event-based thing, I would say Liz, Susan, and myself. will be your leads.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, we're so excited, and the community has been amazing with this. Susan was on Wood TV8 this morning, and our chefs were on, Chef Oscar from Mexo and the XO. And next week we have another segment with the Morning Mix with Chef Brian from Trinity. We wanted to show a wide variety. So we have 3 female chefs. I'm saying this as we're all females on the call. We have 3 female chefs, which is really good. I don't always see 3 female chefs in an event of this caliber. And so we're really excited about that. And so there is a lot of TV and press going on, which we're trying to balance between we're full up on volunteers and we're full up on tickets. So
we might open up more tickets. So we'll see what happens. Jen Lewis, go ahead, girlfriend.
Hey, is there a list of attendees that we can view prior to the event?
Yeah, actually, I don't have everybody's guest list yet. So as far as who's sitting at like the table for Meyer, I don't have, but I do have a list of all of the sponsors / people who purchased a table. So I do have that, and I can certainly share that out with you guys. Absolutely.
I did. That makes
Yes.
me think of one thing, Susan. For those folks that are doing the wayfinding, like our ballroom entry volunteers and/or registration, sometimes people are going to come up and we didn't get their name. Like Susan is doing a bang up job trying to collect as many names as we humanly can, but sometimes they're a substitute person or we just didn't get their table list. We may be asking them who they're there with. Like, did you come with Meyer? Did you come with Huntington? Like, who are you a guest of? And we will have lists for where those tables are. At registration, you will definitely have lists of individuals and where they're sitting by alphabetical order, but also by company. So just know that sometimes the second question may be, do you know who you came with? Who are you a guest of in terms of a company? So I think we have another question.
I don't know, maybe that's like somebody's hand that didn't come down before. So
Okay,
right. Good stuff.
no problem. Great
Cool.
questions. Thanks, guys. Yep.
Along the way, if you guys come up with questions that you forgot to ask on here, or something comes up that you want to know about, or whatever the case is, again, please reach out to Ginger, myself, or Liz. You all have Liz's email, and the rest of you know how to get a hold of us in one way, shape, or form. Okay, bye, Liz. Thank you. So yeah, so please know that you're welcome to reach out to any of us with any questions. Also, guys, if you don't follow our Facebook page yet, it's Taste of Hope West Michigan. Please jump on there and give it a like so that you can stay up to speed on everything going on. It'll allow you to stay a little bit more connected to what we have happening as we lead up to the event.
That's it. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Thank you so much for joining us and letting us borrow 45 minutes out of your noonday. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. See you in a couple weeks.
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.